Good morning. Welcome to Workforce Skills with John Morse. Another Monday morning out here in Phoenix, Arizona. I am pleased to have a guest on, Sean Ceaglio, with me. He's from Globe Life, an insurance company in a sense, I guess. I'm not sure I'm doing this right. That's why I'm going to have him here and explain it. And we'll let you know how you can get in touch with him if you want to hire him for the services that he offers. So for us as a company, what I'm looking for is I'm looking at different things that we can help our business, that we can retain employees, different benefits that's out there that we can offer to them at little or no cost to the company. And Sean, your company offers some great benefits for any size company, really, doesn't it?
We do. Any, small, medium, large business, we have to have 5 employees, but yeah, we do exactly that. We allow business owners and businesses in general to offer some really quality benefits to their employees at, like you said, zero cost to the business owner or the company at all. It actually helps create a tax savings for the business in the meanwhile.
Okay. So for myself, I think you had come through our door, you'd kind of did your sales pitch a few times. Maybe it was you or one of your coworkers. And finally we set something up, a meeting. And next thing you know, we had a company meeting with everybody here.
Yeah.
And you brought your whole team in. Now for someone like me, who is a business owner, I'm like, okay, it's just another salesman coming through the door. They're trying to get me on something. And don't take offense to that, but that's just, you'd be amazed at how many people walk through our front door.
Yeah.
If you walked in the door of someone's business, and let's just say that it's a small company, just 5 to 10 employees, what are you offering them? What's out there to help them with their employees?
So what we offer is called the Worksite Advantage Program. And that's the hardest part, is actually speaking to the business owner to make sure that they understand that this program is actually zero cost to the business, and that it can help them attract and retain employees.
Wait, what? Zero cost to the business owner?
Correct.
Did you guys hear that out there? That's pretty good.
Like I said, it actually helps create a tax savings. So there is a bonus for the business. There's actually zero downsides to this program at all. We do have a needs-based approach, which is even better, that we're never trying to offer the employee or the employer a package. It's only based off of the employee's needs only.
Okay. It's funny. I remember when you guys came in and we had the whole company here early in the morning. And my wife works here as well, and came up to me and she says, "You're signing up for this." Okay, yes, dear, whatever you say. I don't even know what I signed up with for you guys, but she's got us both signed up for some kind of package with you,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Now we have over 50 employees, obviously. And was it a good showing when you came in? I mean, for us as a company, a lot of the guys appreciated it. They signed up for many different options with you, but from your perspective, what was the value to our company that you saw that you brought?
Every business, and like I said, we speak to a lot of business owners, and a lot of them assume that their employees, well, they don't want any more benefits, or they already have some, or we don't have anything because they can't afford them, or a lot of the objections that we get. And after showing them how the program works and exactly what is offered to them, they see the value in it. But yeah, we have life products. One of the one that I'll bring up for sure is that we have a life product that is a merge or a hybrid between whole life and term life. And we're the only company in the country that's actually done a true hybrid of the two, that a lot of employees really like. Because instead of paying for a term policy that will eventually end, we all plan on living past what most companies will sell you as a term policy. Usually around that 60 or 65-year-old mark is when those term policies expire. So all the money that they put into those policies and the policy themselves expire.
Okay.
And then they have the whole policies that you pay a lot more for, because they are definitely going to pay out eventually, because we all have an expiration date. But you have to spend a lot more on those because, insurance companies know that they are going to be paying that out. But you have to pay for those all the way until end of life. We made one where you only pay for the product until age 65, like a term, but it covers you all the way until end of life. So that's why a lot of employees, they see the value in that, knowing that their loved ones, whether it's a sibling, a parent, a spouse, or children or grandchildren, will, have that benefit, once they do pass away.
Now, with any company, is there a certain percentage of employees that they must have sign up? Or let's say it's a small company, only one or two sign up. Is that still
There are
feasible?
most companies that offer anything similar to this. They have a minimum requirement participation, and we do not. We do have a minimum employee count of 5, but there is no minimum participation.
Okay.
If any of them want them, great. If none of them do, that's okay too. But that's where we stand out even more is we have 2 benefits that all the employees get at 0 cost.
So if a company only has 5 employees and you show up and only one person wants something with you, that's still fine.
Totally fine. We're here to make sure that the employees have coverage, and like your business, I'm sure, the biggest thing is to make customers happy.
Mhm.
That's how you grow a business, is making sure you're doing the right thing for who you're working with and for.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what we do. We're here to help the employees, and we know when we help the employees and don't charge the business owner anything, that it's going to be a positive outcome.
So what's the most common thing, for example, with my business? I mean, we're in construction, we're painters. What's the most common thing that my employees purchased from you or signed up for?
It's totally based off of their needs. Like I said, that needs-based approach. If they, already have some life coverage, we're not here to push them to get anything else. We're just here to see what they need and give them offers accordingly. Um, our main coverages are for obviously life. We have multiple different coverages that they can get. And then there's a couple different cancer coverages, a critical illness coverage, and accident coverage. And it's a pretty, mixed amount of what people want and what people need.
I got to be honest, for me as an employer, with the amount of employees that we have, I look at, what can I offer to my guys? What can I do to retain them? What's going to be the benefits? And the more options I have, the more stuff out there, the better it is for someone to come work for me. I want to give them a reason. Why do you want to stay working for our company? What is it that keeps you here? Is it the benefits? Is it the hours? And I think it's a package of everything. It's not just the paycheck. It's not just the company and how they're treated, but what what is going to take care of them when they're not at work. And what you offer is what's not happening at work. It's their after hours.
Yeah. And while they're on hours, even our accident coverage covers them while they're on the job too.
Okay. And how does that work?
Our accident coverage is called our Accident Protector Max, and it covers them on and off the job 24 hours a day. If they have any kind of accidental injury and have to go to the emergency room or even just the urgent care,
Mhm.
they get paid up to $500 just for going into the visit, just to go see if they broke a bone or need stitches or whatever accidental injury it is. And then if they get hospitalized, there's a much larger payout. And if there's specific injuries, they get payouts. If they're confined to the hospital, it's up to $500 a day. If it's in the ICU, it essentially triples that to $1,500 a day.
Mhm.
There's just a big benefit to that. And they can also get their entire family covered on that for super affordable rates. It's as low as $3 an employee per week.
Oh, wow. That's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to cover their whole family, the entire family, not per person, it's only an additional $3.
Now, I know earlier before we started the podcast, and I wasn't sure about talking about this, but the C word came up, cancer.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned that you had battled that a little bit. You weren't working for the company when you had cancer, but did you have this product during that time? Did that benefit you? And is that what led you this way?
It did. It's like it's an emotional, when I look back at that, but I did. I had a one of the coverages that we do have.
Mhm.
And then I had there is another coverage that we have that I didn't have where I was working. It was called the cash cancer. It's just a large lump sum when and if you're diagnosed. And I did have it. And it really changed everything. And I really contributed to where I'm at now, healthy and cancer free.
Mhm.
That at that moment, instead of thinking about, when I'm in treatment, what my family is going to be doing, how we're going to be paying bills, anything, from the power bill to the mortgage or rent, whatever you got, it's a way that can take that weight off of your shoulder instantly.
Mhm.
And just focus on healing, which is exactly what I did. And I really contribute that policy to me healing quickly and wholly.
Mhm. It's amazing how many people out there deal with cancer. Me personally, I've up to a certain point in my life, I never knew anybody that had cancer. I didn't know anything about it. until my son at the age of 16 was diagnosed with leukemia, and he ended up passing away at the age of 18. And it's not something I talk about a lot because it's as time goes on, it's gets farther and farther away. It's been since 2011 since he passed away. And so it's been quite a few years, but it's as since then, my father's been diagnosed with cancer. I have an uncle, I have my mother. It seems to be happening all over the place. And it sounds like having a benefit of what you guys offer would really take some of the burden off of the situation, make it easier for people to get through this.
Absolutely. And I'm very sorry to hear about your son. But yes, we're seeing a lot more people. The statistic is 1 in 3 people. And from what I've read up on, it's actually about 1.4 out of 3 people will be affected by cancer sometime during their lifetime, and usually during their working years, unfortunately. So
it's getting worse. Yes. But if there's something that can ease that burden, which is what you guys offer, that's a huge benefit. Now, as far as companies you say any size, if where are you guys located at? Are you just strictly here in Phoenix? Are you nationwide? Are you worldwide?
we are nationwide.
Okay.
We have offices, in just about every major city, and then others also. We have 2 offices here, looking to open up our third. I mostly work in the Arizona market and the surrounding, Southwest region. But no matter what, if somebody contacts me, I can get them in contact with our headquarters or another office to make sure that somebody can come out and take care of their need.
Okay. What other offers do you guys have? What other stuff is there out there that if somebody says, "Hey, I need something new for my business. I'm looking for something different." What other benefits are there with what your company offers other than this? Is there, I know some companies are talking about offering gym memberships and other things. Is there any other packages or anything else?
So the main thing that we have is the 2 that I told you about, the 2 no cost benefits that employees get right off the bat. A lot of people have heard of the GoodRx card, and we have our no cost healthcare card. And what it does is it gives employees up to 85% off of things like prescription drugs, hearing, vision coverages, and chiropractic care, where they can use that, whether they have, insurance through work or anywhere else or not. They can use these cards to go get those services at a discounted rate. So that's something that we offer to everybody. And we also give everybody an accidental death policy for them, their spouse, and their children. It's a basic coverage, but it's at 0 cost. Other than that, we have the life policies that we offer. There's multiple life policies. The hybrid, our GT65, is our most popular. But we also have one that's for, people in the older age spectrum. And then we have career life for younger people to make sure we build cash value, or for children, if you want to get your children or grandchildren a policy so it can grow with them. And then all of our supplementals, like I talked about.
Okay. So for me, I don't know why any employer would not reach out to you and call you and say, "Hey, let's set up a meeting. Let's do something. Let's get something to happen here." Because, I was shocked when you guys came out to my office in our warehouse, and we had everybody back in the warehouse, and because we're such a large company, like you call us a medium-sized company, but I feel like I'm large. We're constantly growing. We fluctuate, but I was shocked at how many of my employees wanted to sign up with you and wanted to do something. And the benefit to me is when it comes to my employees and what they're doing, if I can offer just a little bit more, a little bit something in that retainage factor, it's what can we add next? What are we going to do? And I hope as your business changes, and I'm sure you've seen changes over the years working there, different things get added or taken away, that we could easily set up another meeting, have someone come back out here. But you guys signed everybody up at a certain point. If we have new employees, say I think it's been about 6 months, I think, since you guys were out here, give or take.
Not quite.
Not
Because
quite.
if
Okay.
it was, I would have already set something up, because we do come back every 6 months.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. So we're probably getting close to our 6th month. And what's the next step then? We set up another company meeting. How does that?
For the 6-month mark, we can meet with any employees that want to add anything on. A lot of people have, life changes, whether it's marriage, have a child, or any kind of life change where they want to to add on some benefits. And then we also come back at the year mark, and you can make any changes you want it then. But yeah, we don't just come in. Like, there's some companies out there that will come in, get everything done, and then disappear. We don't do that. We're here to service the employer and the employees whenever they need it. And we have 2 different enrollment periods throughout the year to add, or to change any benefits. And then obviously, if an employee has some kind of qualified status change, whether it be positive or negative, and they need to make changes, there are stipulations that we can do to make sure that they can make those changes then.
The one thing I love about you, Sean, is you're about building relationships, and that's huge in any business. And you don't see a lot of that anymore. And that's one thing I really like about you and your team that came out. You can tell you care about us. It's not just another number. Let's make these sales. It's the care, the time is involved, and that shows with you and your personality and who you are. And that means a lot to us in business and what we do. And it even went farther than just between the business and what we're doing here, but you actually asked us to come paint your house.
Yeah.
So,
I could tell that you guys were a quality business too. And that's what we really want to work with, is quality businesses that want to treat their employees properly. Or at least start, giving the employees, some benefits. A lot of employers that aren't at that, usually a 50 employee mark where they have to legally give the employees or offer benefits. This is a way for employers all the way down to 5 employees to be able to give something to the employees, not only those 2 no cost, but at least give them the opportunity to get coverage for themselves and their families. And a lot of employers don't understand how important that is to the employees, and how much that they do want coverage for the family. We constantly sit down with employers, or especially, different partners in the business, where they assume that nobody wants anything because maybe in the past they'd offered something and not wanted it. But it's 99.9% of the time when we sit down with the employees and show them what we have, there's always interest. There's always somebody that wants or absolutely needs something from them or their family.
One thing I'm huge on is the relationship side of it. And to see that with you guys and what you're doing, that's huge, because that's me with my employees. It's about building a relationship with my employees and wanting them to want to be here. And in our company, we don't hire outside the company. We promote within. Anybody that's in a management position has moved up from a painter on up, and they keep continuing to grow that way. So for us, this has been a good venture. I know a couple of my employees that signed up with you were probably painting your house.
Yep.
They're out there. And trust me, Sean's house was bad. Oh my God. I don't know who painted it the last time, but they did a terrible job. He literally had paint peeling off of his walls on the exterior in sheets. It was that bad. We had to pressure wash it twice. We had to seal almost the whole house with a primer first before we even started painting. So it was bad. So here he is taking care of my employees, our house basically, and we got to take care of your house, and hopefully your wife is happy.
Oh, extremely happy. In the process, not so happy of the mess that she didn't know it was going to be, but after she saw the hard work that was being put in to make sure the job was done right, she was more than pleased. And telling every neighbor, because we have multiple of them knocking on the door asking where we got the work done. And yeah, it was a great.
Well, let her know. I didn't know it was going to be that bad either. I mean, it's just, when I first saw it, I didn't realize how much was going to peel off, and it just kept going and going and going. So no, your house looks very, very good now. And it's going to last for another 10, 15, 20 years. Hopefully you won't have any peeling. If you do, we're going to come back and take care of it. And I know we have one of your friends and neighbors. We're already working with them to paint their house as well. So I really appreciate that. So that means a lot.
We actually love connecting businesses, and I don't know, there's so many relationships that are built, and we find out that a different business like yours may need something another business has, and we try to make those connections too. So there's a lot of networking that's involved, and we know that employees leave and come and go. That's another thing that I didn't mention earlier, is all of our benefits are 100% portable.
Okay.
And a lot of companies will say something similar, whether it's convertible or transferable. But what a lot of people don't realize is even companies that give, life insurance or other benefits to employees at zero cost or at whatever cost. The moment that employee leaves, whether it's they had to relocate, they quit, they got fired, or they worked there for whatever, 15, 20, 30 years and retired, all the benefits that they had are gone.
Mhm. Mhm.
And even if they were transferable or convertible, when they leave, they get reassessed at their new age and their new health. So a lot of times they're not even eligible for those products anymore. Ours is 100% portable. Nothing changes from the day that they sign up for whatever they want. If they retire or have to relocate, they take it with them for the exact same price as what was signed.
I think that's a good benefit for you too. If they leave us and go somewhere that doesn't have your services, it helps start that conversation then at the new place
They can.
and maybe get you in the door. Um, I'm really looking forward to our 6 month point with you, and you've got to let me know when that's coming close, because I think the best thing for us, because all our employees are out in the field working at different locations, is to schedule another meeting here at the office early in the morning for everybody. That way we can get anybody new signed up. Anybody needs to change anything, they can do that. But no, I love what you guys offer. I love what you're giving to employers out there to help with their employees. And I other than what you offer, I've never heard of a company like this. For me, it was a new venture for something like this. I don't know if you have competition out there, but it sounds like you guys have something original and
It's
something that
unique for sure.
it's very unique.
And there are a couple companies that will say are competitors, but we have a lot of their clients that have come to us to get something that is better,
Mhm.
something that they're going to make sure that they get customer service and that their employees are taken care of.
Yeah.
That's one thing we don't hand out 1-800 numbers. We hand out our personal business cards with our personal numbers on them to all the employees. So if they have any questions, they call us directly.
Mhm. It's funny recently here on some of my shorts I've been putting out there, different podcasts. I've been getting comments back from people about, well, if I'm not happy at this company, I'll just go to another one and they don't pay me enough. I'm not going to do extra. This is something we do extra for our employees to help retain them, to give them an extra benefit. There's more than just working for a company. There's working for a company that wants to take care of their employees. And that's what we're about. And it sounds like that's the companies that you're trying to attract to, that you want to work with. It's the,
Absolutely.
it's the ones that take care of the people that work for them. So many people out there work for somebody that just they hate their job, they hate their boss, they're not happy there, they feel like they're not making enough money. There's no extra benefits. It's just you're punching in and punching out a time clock and that's it. This is something to where you can have a little bit extra that's going to take care of your family, take care of the people around you. That's what we're looking for when we run our business. We want our employees to feel like they're appreciated. And this is a way to show them that. Um, we're always looking for new ideas, new benefits out there for our employees. We're not just a company. We're not just a company that pays you and you do your job, you go home. We want to take care of you. We're always doing extra. This weekend, we took our employees out and we had a great time and took them out for a brunch thing, a bunch of the office staff. And it was good just to hang out and away from work and away from doing all this. You guys as a company, how involved are you with your coworkers? I mean, you guys get along. I mean, your team here seemed like you guys have been friends forever. That's the impression I got.
It
So
is.
what's it like working where you're at?
It's great, and I wanted to bring that up earlier, is because we're very similar. Where we don't hire anybody ever for a position that is open. We grow everybody from ground
Hmm.
level. That's how the whole company works. I've been down to McKinney at our headquarters many times, and even the CEO and the president, they were entry level agents at one point.
Hmm.
But yes, we have all kinds of fun events, not only in our office, but for our entire agency. And then we have an actual convention that we go to for the whole company, where, if you qualify for it, it's a destination. This year it happens to be in Cancun. And it should be great. It's for you and a spouse to go down and enjoy, most of a week, and be with a bunch of coworkers, not only in the office, but, around the nation.
So I'm taking it you've done well enough that you're going on that trip?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And it's something that they really use as a team building event, to make sure that we can network and see how other agencies are taking care of clients,
Mhm.
see what they're doing to better the businesses that they work for.
Mhm.
And every time we go somewhere for one of these conventions, they bring up and put together a donation, which usually ends up being a very large dollar amount to help that community wherever we go, and
Nice.
donate it to somebody, a different charity
Mhm.
that is in need, and it's fantastic. So we always leave wherever we come to better than when we were
Mm.
there when we found it. It's really
Sounds
cool.
like your company really takes care of its employees.
Yeah,
It's I love like-minded people like this, and it's I think that's why we get along so well too. There's a connection there. But to the people out there that, and a lot of my messages are for men and women out there that are struggling with companies where they're at. Here we take care of our employees in a certain way with our company. Your company does the same, but there's a lot of people out there that work for companies that don't appreciate them and don't take care of them. It's what kind of message would you give to them? And I know we're going a little bit off in a different direction, but that's a lot of what's out there. There's a lot of people unhappy with where they're working at. What needs to change out there? What message could we give them, you think?
it's always about mindset. No matter what, if you have a happy client, your business is going to grow. If you consistently have happy clients, same thing with happy employees. When you treat them well, they're going to produce happy customers and clients.
Mm.
That's how you grow a business. I would say every business that I've ever seen fail was normally due to some kind of customer service issue, whether it was not doing the right job for the customer or not doing the right thing for the employee to be
Mhm.
able to give that kind of service, with a smile.
Mhm.
So it's all about mindset, focus on doing the right thing every time, and everything else follows.
It's always about the mindset. I'm also a firm believer you got to surround yourself with positive people.
Yeah.
If you're surrounded by negative people, you're always going to be negative. It's surround yourself with like-minded people, the people that are trying to go someplace, the people that are trying to do something better. That's our goal out there. I've enjoyed having you on here. It's a great conversation. I love getting the message out there. And for me, if you're an employer out there and you have employees, this is a huge benefit to help your company retain employees, to help them have something a little bit extra, especially if you're not to the point where you have 50 plus employees where you have to have health insurance for your employees or offer that. This is something different that is really, really going to benefit you and the people that work for you. Sean, if they want to get a hold of you out there, what's the best way to get in touch with you or get more information on your company and your services?
Just like I do with all the employees that I meet, the best way to contact me is either via my email or my personal phone number. The email is globelife.worksite@gmail.com, or my phone number is 480-881-2559. Either way, I'll reach back out. If you send me an email, I'll follow up with either a call or an email. If you call and I don't answer it, leave a message. I'll definitely get back to you and show you what we can do to help out you and your business and your employees.
Sean, thank you for coming on here. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed this, and hopefully you're able to help some other businesses out there like you helped me and their employees. So, guys, hopefully you get something from this. It's been an honor to have Sean on here. Stay hungry. See you next week.